welcome back to another episode of A Lady's Garden. And today I am going to do part of my first garden tour. It's going to be a garden tour of the shade garden. Everything came up super quick. It was like one day everything was still emerging from the ground, and the next day, poof, everything's there, all the hostas and the astilbes, and I'm super excited to see new growth on the grasses, the carex that I planted. Also, we have a couple of surprises within the garden. The weeds are starting to come back. That's not a surprise, but a couple of the lamium that I had removed. You see those little blue kind of little patches there. The lamium, I guess some of the roots were in the ground, so they're starting to re-emerge from where they were originally. Now they actually are back there, but that's okay. I think I'm going to let it do its thing and see what happens. You can also see all of the pollen pearls coming down, so we can start probably over here. You remember the plum pudding? That's doing great. Very thankful for that. You remember the dappled willow? That was actually the first replacement I had for the pine tree. That came back really nicely. We got a couple of warm spells, then cool spells. So some of the branches do have like a little bit of brown leaves, like over here, but I just kind of like take my hand and go through them and kind of push them out. And then after I see new leaves coming, but it is a very pretty color, very pretty. Over here we have our Empress Wu Hosta, which is amazing, so amazing. And there's one there as well. That one, it's alive, so it's amazing, but it's not as big as this one, and I guess that's okay. We do have weeds, so it definitely, you know, it's not a perfect little area, but that's okay. I do plan on mulching soon enough, but I'm going to wait till all of the pollen pearls are off of the oak trees, and then after I'll probably come in with paper, thin, just brown paper, and then I wet it down and then I put it on top of the soil. I usually like to wait till it's a cool day. We already had some rain, and then I come in, but if I don't get all of those things to line up, then I just do what I have to do once the pollen pearls are down. The carex, as you guys can see them over there, the carex came through the winter very nicely. Remember, they were originally where the bench was, in that kind of semi or half a circle area, that I moved them over here in the fall. It turns out, I think, the three that you see kind of closer to the angel are different varieties from these two, because if I remember correctly, I got the three first, and then I went back to the store and I picked up these two. Now, they were labeled the same, but what I did notice is that they didn't send up those kind of flowers that the other carex did. And when I say by flowers, it probably isn't a flower, but it's like that little guy there. Let's see the camera focus. Yeah, so they don't have that, but it's okay, because I think it looks great, and I'm happy that they're in kind of more towards the front. Something that was really exciting that came back as well was the astilbe. So it is a pink astilbe. I believe, I know the name of it, can't think of it off the top of my head right now, but there's one there, there's one there, and here's the other one that came from one plant. And it's amazing when you can divide plants and get more, because that saves a lot. Plant prices have went up a little bit. I've noticed it as well. I know a lot of other gardeners have been talking about that. So if you can divide plants and share plants around your garden for, you know, the areas that you're looking to multiply the same plant, it's a wonderful thing. However, that astilbe was in this area, and for whatever reason, I mean, well, it's not whatever reason, but what happened was I noticed some of the branches of the oak trees, I guess they kind of started to recede, or I lost some branches, so more sun kind of came into this area. And they started to burn, or the plant itself started to burn. So it was a good opportunity to move it into more of a shaded area. So I'm excited about that. However, I do want to add more stilby. I definitely wanted to make sure everything started to come out and emerge, especially the hostas, once they get to their full extension of emerging and kind of, you know, puff out before I start to bring more plants in. But I do have a space in the front that I really need to focus on first. You know, I don't know about you guys, but I get super excited, and when I see a plant in my area, I really do have to, if that's what I want, I have to get it. Now, I don't have to, but if that's what I want and the funds are right and the timing is right, sometimes I like to wait before I get plants and finish one other area first, but it's not always the case, because once you go back to the store, sometimes the plant isn't there anymore, and that's a bummer. So this is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for an astilbe called Dark Side of the Moon. It has darker foliage, a really deep purple pink flower, and where I'm going to put that is actually in front of the angel Hope. So at her base, I want to just kind of make a ring. Really, if I can find a full-size plant, then I can just divide that plant and share it into that area. So that's what I'm going to keep my eye out for. May not get it. Last year I saw it and I didn't get it, and I regretted not getting it because now I'm having a little bit of a difficult time finding it. So that's what I meant, that if I see something I like and it's the good price and it's available, I really need to get it, and maybe just have it, whether I keep it in a pot or bump it up to another pot, just to have it so when I'm ready to use it, I can use it. Nonetheless, the front area. So I was thinking about using something that's lime green. Now, I have grasses and I do like the carex, but I saw Japanese forest grass. This area does get sun, part sun. It's not really dense shade anymore within the entire garden bed. I mean, I can remember a time where it was pretty dark in this area, and over the years you lost branches, maybe even some of the neighbors' branches kind of, you know, fell off in storms and whatnot. So the area is a very light, it's bright, but it is shaded, not direct sunlight. However, over here, again, see, I get sidetracked. Over here, I was thinking either Japanese forest grass, and in between each one, I use an annual, like an impatient of a bright pink or a magenta pink. Or I can use our favorite, coral bells or heuchera, or even foam flower, whichever one I can find that has a strong plant. In a lime green color, it has to send up the pink flowers, and I just want to, I don't know, maybe 5 probably going around, space them out, and I'm going to use the impatience as that punch of color. So when you walk in, you see this beautiful lime green offsetted by this really nice strong magenta. Let me know what you guys think, because that's where I'm going with this spot. So really, to button it up, it would be whatever lime green, whether it's the Japanese forest grass or the heuchera, foam bells, or coral bells in lime green, the magenta impatiens, and the dark side of the moon astilbe. And I think, you know, that should really round everything out in this shade garden. But I just wanted to share my ideas and kind of give you guys a look at everything in this garden, because I always like the hostas when they come out, and because I moved so many last fall, it was nice to see them start to come back, definitely, and to start to take shape again. So that's it for this video. I hope you guys are having a great day. I hope you guys are having a great week. I always say thank you, because it is a big thank you for always taking your time out of your day to spend some time with me in my garden. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. I will see you guys in the next video. Happy gardening, fellow gardeners. Bye.